What is up, my intergalactic friends? Welcome back here to another Infinite Galaxy content. In today's video, we're going to talk about raw power, or we can call it the internal power in Infinite Galaxy. So if you guys already know what we're talking about in here, I want you guys to take a quick guess and leave it down in the comment section below. Now, if you guys are interested in following us for more Infinite Galaxy content, please consider to click that subscribe button if you want to see more IG content. And of course, if you enjoy this content and find this video to be very helpful, smash that like for us. So internal power, right? Power can easily be manipulated. So if you think about this, if you can make a lot of like low tier ships, you can also increase your power. So your total power is distributed from building power, tech power, fleet power, and flagship power. Most of your power are going to come in from fleet power, because the fleet, you can have an unlimited production of warships. But there are some of the internal components that are permanent where you have to invest on. So if you are thinking about spenders compared to free to play, there's a huge difference, because in the spenders and free to plays, spenders are able to distribute more into various different things that we're going to talk about today. So the number one that we're going to talk about is your crew power. So I want you to take a look. This is 60 million and 60,466 is my current power right now. All right, 60. All right, so let's go and change that up to a weaker crew power. That's going to be my farming setup. All right, so 6244. So now I lost about 200k power. So from switching out from my preset 1 to preset 2. Actually, I am still not even fully into here. So as you can see, we have gained power there. I'm actually trying to do some relics. So we have our energy recovery in here. So after the relics is done, I'm actually going to be putting back bolt here. So I will have a little bit more technology as well, as you can see. So I'll have more actual raw power as well, because it will translate into technology that can give you some legitimate buff. So the crew power, that is a permanent thing that, one thing that Camel Games have done as well, they've limited the ability to obtain a lot more crew XP. So that's also a challenge that sets aside from your power that can be really, basically, I would say rigged compared to your internal real power. Now, when we talk about gaining a lot more power, if you have a lot of farm accounts, then you can gain a lot of power, because then you can supply yourself with a lot of resources and to build some of the ships and continuously to upgrade other requirements for the buildings. And honestly, in this game, the ships and the buildings is not as long as what it would take to really build them. And even in research, it's not even that long. And then you can also do many things, like if you do a lot of relics and you do the or the alien ghost ship, you actually get a lot of speed ups as well, and also some of the events as well. But the internal power that we don't really see, that you won't feel, is really coming on from, first of all, like what we mentioned, is the crew power, and the next thing is thing called flagship power. So it's going to be the Galaxy Star. I'm going to be pushing a lot again onto my flagships in here. As you can see on my Hades, I have 826, and then I will have I think my next one will be a Poseidon in here. I have 687, and then we're going to be pushing again with a let's take a look in here. Where is my Cyclops? I have my Cyclops in here as well. It should be right here. My Cyclops would be 1,000 Cyclops blueprints in here. So these are what I call internal power. So when you're fighting against players, right, they might have a higher tier ship. Let's say let's say you are a spender, but you didn't really have a lot of farm account, and then you didn't really manage to obtain all these, because plasma is really a crucial thing. Then what you need to do, in my opinion, is to invest into the flagship instead for the meantime, until you be able to assess yourself to be able to obtain such resources to get into the tier 10. Because if you're using even a tier 9 warships with a solid legendary ships, like if I have these two right maxed out already, then it would put me in a very good position going against somebody who has a T10, even though I don't have T10 and I'm using T9. It's because I am investing in the internal power. So if you're going against some normal flagships, right, or just, so if you're going against with like some epic flagships or the purple flagships, they're not going to have the awakening. They're going to have much lower leadership boost as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do if you have this called internal power. So as you can see, I'm going to be working on my Odysseus as well. I'm going to rank that up a little bit in there. My biggest mistake, though, that I didn't, my biggest mistake is that I used it on Titan, and I wish I consolidated to max out one first before I worked on my Titan. So that's one of the bad thing that I did. But at the same time, I can use it into my advantage as well, and to have more flagship and to defend for my spaceport as well if anything happens. Another thing that is what I call internal power that it will be hard for free-to-play as well to be able to obtain is really your core module. So this is something that you can purchase. So right now we did that bundle that you have seen in the previous video. That was huge. I'll be in 45 relatively soon. I'll definitely able to, I'm probably going to reset stuff in here and try to work on some going to the command as well. So I'm not so sure what the right path for me yet as I'm leveling up. For now, I'm pretty much content to where I am at, trying to increase my leadership, especially for the Galaxy Summit. But that's what I call internal power that is not, that cannot be manipulated, because it's more like a fixed power that you will have to be able to, if you're going for fights and combat. Another thing is that your spending power. Yeah, I'm talking about spending. So right now I have 370,000 corium. So having the ability to spend money into the game allows you to be able to continuously pump many ships, regardless if it's T9, T8, or if it's T10. It will allow you to pump more ships. So if you have a good group, I mean, this is more of a group game, right? It's not just individualistic. So if you have a group of players that are, being able to spend money into the game, then holistically, that group will be able to sustain much further. And so you can use your corium for everything in here. You can use them as a conversion to resources. If you run out of resources, you can use them for speed up and you run out of speed ups. You can also purchase some buff if you need some buff. So there's a lot of things that you can definitely do with your corium. And it sets apart, the internal power than to the just the normal raw power that you have, right? So, having the spenders is a crucial thing, and I think it's what I call it. This game is not a sprint. This is a marathon, and the longer it takes, especially for spenders, sometimes a lot of people have their jobs and work, and that's why they're able to spend money into the game. So much respect, because without the spenders, the game wouldn't be even able to really develop further, because the developers do need money to improve and pay the staff. So spenders are a crucial part of the game, in my opinion. So another thing which I really like what they have done is that the feeding in Galaxy Star, that they have reduced, if they're attacking multiple times, that would be, you're not going to get as much points. So I like that approach that Camel did. So I think it was a very good, smart approach that they did in their drawing board, honestly. Another thing that I want to mention is that VIP. Okay, another thing. So I just reached VIP 12. Again, this is a raw power in two ways. You get exclusive buffs, right? Hella exclusive buff. So you will get some warship attack, energy recovery, plasma, planet developments in here, gathering. And the big thing when you hit level 12, which I recommend, try to achieve level 12, because then you'll get warship armor. So another thing that we gotta talk about is your VIP exclusive daily rewards in here. So these daily chests allows you to get, AFC. So AFC in terms is that you can purchase more into the legendary flagship that we've talked about. It's your internal power. These flagships has awakening skills, higher leadership, higher stats. So if you can see, right now, look at my amount of AFC and FC right now. So what you can see that if I go and purchase my Hades, I can get 64 of these. It really depends, right? When you're spending money into the game, you do have some advantage as well. So I get a lot of comments as well, is that why I haven't really ranked up on some of the certain events as well. The reason why is because I've been trying to consolidate, because I wasn't sure what I want, but I think I've kind of set my path now where I want, and I'm going to be able to really make that adjustment now. So last thing that we want to talk about is the equipment. So as you can see, I haven't really fully built all of my equipments in here. In my other flagship, there's really no equipments, because for now, we're only really using that one flagship to really perform in the Galaxy Summit as well. But at the same time, I have a whole stack of materials in here and blueprints that we're going to be opening up relatively soon in here. And we're going to make a huge adjustment that will allow me to further along my progression into the game as well. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited with that. So this is internal power, and internal power cannot easily be manipulated. So understand that when you're looking at somebody, you need to look into what power really do they have within their spaceport. Is it a manipulation of power, or is it a legitimate power in infinite galaxy? With that being said, my intergalactic friends, what do you guys think about this video? Did you find this to be very helpful? And are you one of those with the internal power, or are you with the manipulated power? Anyway, I'll see you guys again next time.